guess we're post woke, so maybe it's an okay idea to pitch now. I think it's in bad taste, so I'm not really thinking he should do this. But I said in his tea business, it'd be fun if you could sort of consult with an old monk who lives on the old mountain, and his webcam doesn't work. But Will could do a voice. We sort of agreed he would sound like a raspy old Englishman, like John Hurt. So it'd be like, "Oh yes, I'm happy to tell you about the various teas I've tried this week." And it's not kind of
roasted oolong tea.
And just like the years and the wisdom that's sort of baked into that rasp, I think would really sell whatever new product he needs to, or whatever old product really needs to get off the shelf. He'd sort of be like, "Well, this is one I don't often recommend because I like to keep the stash for myself. But I can tell you're a chap who really has a good tongue for this thing."
Dip into the private collection just for you, old boy.
So, Courtney, what do you think? Is this good advice for Will in his business?
Yeah, and sign me up, please.
Consultation with brother something. What's his name?
Brother Xiaomi.
Brother Xiaomi, yes.
I'm brother Xiaomi. Yeah. Welcome to my little den.
Brother Xiao Hongshu, Little Red Book. My name is Brother Mao's Little Red Book.
At some weeks you're kind of running out of material, so you're just thinking like, what movies was John Hurt in? You're like, you're quoting the Elephant Man.
V for Vendetta.
He's coming in a little hot. He's like, what kind of tea should I get? And you're like, I am not an animal. I am a human being.
I start confusing it for just other old grumpy men.
Like, I'll drink your milkshake. I'll drink your tea latte.
And I'm like, oh wait, it's not even John Hurt.
Yeah. I drink your tea. Wow, he's the brothers. He just recently watched There Will Be Blood for the first time, and he really likes it. I guess
his favorite movie now, from what he's been telling me, from what I can make out. Just make him sort of shroud him in mystery. It's funny you mentioned this, Tom, because at one point, several months ago, when I still had my medical card, I took a very powerful edible, and I came up with the idea of like, I have a friend who is Chinese who sends this to me. And I was sort of thinking like, maybe I could sort of prop him up as the wise Asian. And then that sort of fell apart. Fortunately, before I pitched anyone this idea, when my wife pointed out to me the simple fact of like, what's the market for that? Like who?
That's true.
Like what's sort of like Erewhon shopping sort of LA, trophy wife is going to be able to like, first of all, care about this stuff. And second of all, like, buy this stuff. Because my plan was like, oh, I'm going to get this guy to pitch like giant boxes of tea that people can buy, so they have like a month or a year's supply. Anyways, sort of one of those ideas where you thought it was a great idea in the middle of the night and you wrote down your dream and then you woke up the next morning and you're like, no, this is not a good idea. It was bad.
Speaking of dreams, for sleep over the last few weeks, I've been doing, I don't know how to pronounce it. Magnesium, is it glycinate? How do you say that word? Glycinate?
Glycinate, I think.
Is it glycinate? Okay.
Oh, yeah. It's a good one.
That's what they say. And I've found, I sleep very deeply on it. I'm very rested. I was extremely tired the first week I took it. It's like I hadn't slept in 30 years and I just kind of started again. But I had heard that it gives you very intense and sometimes unpleasant dreams. And I have a dream I actually wanted to tell you about, so this was a good segue. But before I get to mine, have you guys experimented with this? Does this help your sleep? And also, is it affecting your dreamscape?
So the problem with just taking wellness advice at face value is I heard, okay, great, magnesium is helpful to be a little sleepy girl. I picked up the wrong one and shit my pants.
Yeah, which was that citrate?
Oh. Yeah. Yep,
magnesium citrate. It's amazing. Just one tiny distinction in the chemical formulation can make you go from tired to, unconstipated.
Sleeping or shitting.
Yeah. So you're like, wow, I guess I shouldn't sleep this deep. My body can't handle that.
Yeah. So that's all my experience. In the morning, you feel great. Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, I was going to say, replace a cup of coffee. You feel relaxed. You go to the bathroom. That's kind of why I drink coffee primarily. Yeah. So not a bad swap.
Did you switch the magnesiums, Courtney, or were you sort of ashamed enough that you were like, well, screw that. I'm never taking in magnesium ever again?
that I was so ashamed of myself that I thought, you know what? Who am I to deserve restful sleep after this stunt I pulled on myself?
Yeah,
Catholic guilt.
I'll just forego REM for the rest of my life after that. After that weird morning.
I don't deserve restfulness.
If this is what magnesium's like, I don't know if I could sleep that well with this. You're dubious. You're like, I don't know if magnesium's really right for me. Maybe I should talk to my doctor.
Would a
That was my
doctor?
problem.
Do doctors recommend this, or is it only the weird people on the internet who go for the holistic solutions to everything?
I imagine like a DO,
Oh, sure.
a more holistic doctor recommending it, but
Do doctors do anything these days? I feel like they just come in and say, hello, you look fine. You're not dead. Thanks very much. I'll be in the back where I'm unavailable. And your chart looks great. See you next year.
you
I don't
forgot they wash their hands in front of you too.
Yeah, they wash their hands, which is good. I guess they're sort of proving that they went to medicine, sort of medical school post 1890. So that's good. They're like, yes, we wash our hands here. This is a modern institute. But
John
then
Hurt.
sort of like the dismissiveness with which the doctor says, yeah, I guess you could lose a few pounds. Everything looks good. Have a nice day. Go fuck yourself. See you next year. It's just sort of like, yeah, I don't really know what you're doing, pal. I feel like the nurse is kind of doing more than you.
Yeah.
I'm really
it's like,
impressed.
what are we?
My dentist really has it down to an art. I think he, in one intake of breath, is how long I see him for once a year or twice a year. Wheels in, no cavities. Okay, yeah, have a great one. Right out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wheels up, take off. He's gone. That's
Yeah.
incredible.
He's
So your dentist doesn't make small talk with you? while
not
his
even
hands are
once. Not even. He doesn't even try. It's like it's not that he thinks I'm bad at it. Even it's just like I am not even worth the time of day. He's on a. He might be seeing 500 patients a day, and that's why he's got to move that fast. I really don't know.
Quite possibly. I mean, with insurance fraud, the ease with which someone could do medical insurance fraud, he could be seeing 1,000 patients a day, to be honest.
If this man was a serial killer and his face was on the news every single night, I couldn't tell you what he looks like.
That's remarkable. Does he compliment you at least? Give you a nice little, and then you're like, oh, okay, it's got a little stroke my little ego.
No,
and then you can leave, doctor.
He doesn't even say.
doesn't even- Wow.
He doesn't give me a little pat on the back for never having a cavity in my life.
Wow.
Even he's just sort of like looks like, all right, cavity free. Maybe has one slight comment to make and then wheels out.
So, Tom, are you tempted to maybe fall back a little bit on your dental hygiene just so you can get a little bit more attention from him?
No,
Attention-seeking dental behavior.
yeah, like just stop brushing my teeth a month before I go in.
That'll show him. He'll talk to me this time. Your wife's like, yeah, you should definitely brush your teeth. You're like, no, trust me. I'm playing the long game here.
Well, would he even be with me more, or would the dental hygienist just have to spend an extra 20 minutes cleaning my teeth?
The second one.
Yeah. So I think he's got the system down. Everybody does all the work, and then he just literally shows up. And if I had a cavity, he'd be like, all right, got to do something about that. Not me, though. Runs out the door.
Yeah. Somebody really, he's like Biden when Biden was president. He's like, someone should do something about this. You're like, I don't know. You're the dentist. Can you maybe fix that? And he's like, yeah, I think I know a guy. You're like, oh, okay. I sort of assumed that the burden of this responsibility is on your shoulders. Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, so I don't see him very much. I've never gotten a holistic recommendation from my doctors for sleep or stress. Or I've told the story before. I had this. I think I pinched a nerve or something a few years ago, and I went to the doctor, and they were like, "You should just try to be less stressed." I'm like, "Oh, thanks. Okay, great. I'll try that."
You're like, my nerve feels tighter now. Thank you.
And it was election day. It was the morning of election day.
Oh.
So I was
Oh, my God.
yeah, I'll go try to be relaxed for the rest of the day. Thank you. Thanks for
That is
Yeah.
on par with the recommendation for women's health, I feel like.
Oh,
That's true. I hear many stories of that.
I'm
where it's
such
like
an
a
ally that I got terrible advice from a doctor.
Yes, Tom,
Yeah.
thank you.
secret feminist.
He's like, oh, this guy wrote that book about French lesbians, so I'm going to give him advice I would give to a French lesbian about her pain.
Yeah. Yes. A
You're-
French
you're paying-
lesbian with endometriosis. Oh my God. Walk it off. You're fine. Just chill out a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, relax.
Well, I don't know what to do with that. The pain chart, how much does it hurt, or like how smiling or not smiling are you chart? Because I guess I struggle to understand exactly how relative that is. Like I don't really know how much my neck hurts compared to your neck, right? Like I don't know is a 10 like I'm dying, or is a 10 like it just hurts to walk? Do you guys know how to answer those questions?
Yeah, a 10 is you're literally in so much pain you can't speak, apparently. And then that's sort of confusing because it's sort of like you're asking me a question here.
Right.
That's the pain scale.
Yeah.
So,
I struggle with that, and I must be answering it wrong to get the woman answer.
It's so true. That's the problem, though, Tom, is if you are following in line with your women allies, you're just knowing that you have to show up with a smile on your face. And so that can be very confusing for doctors.
I got to frown more. I got to smile less.
Smile less, sweetheart.
The best is when you go to the dentist next time, you get that extra treatment, and he says, you should smile more. You're like, I can't tell if that's sort of misogynistic because I'm an ally.
Yeah. Or is it a tooth joke?
Yeah, right. Is it a dental joke? I'm kind of want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but I feel like my dentist is a misogynist now.
But I might not recognize next
smile.
time he shows up. I might not know if it's the same one from last year because I've never. He's always been moving. I've never got a good look at his face.
What if they're twins?
Yeah. What if there's like 5? It's pentuplets or something.
A family of dentists.
I don't know. But
It's like that law firm Morgan and Morgan, but it's just dentists. It's like, hi, I'm Ashley, and this is my son Ashley, and this is my daughter Ashley. We're the Ashleys. We're all dentists. We all talk alike. We all do the same thing. We have a lot of annoying commercials,
and we all and not one of us wants to talk to you for more than 30 seconds.
All of us hate you. We hate plebs. We hate people that are poor. We've obviously built ourselves an empire here. We're the top. We're the king of the world. Yeah, if you need anything, talk to my hygienist.
Yeah, you're lucky that we look at you once a year.
Yeah, you're lucky you have us. It's sort of like a venture cap, like a private equity venture capitalist sort of thing. They're like, a lot of people wish they could have us as dentists, but you're lucky. You're one of the lucky ones. You're in on the ground floor.
Well, so where we started this was magnesium. Will, have you ever tried the magnesium sleep approach? Has it worked for you?
Yeah, I take magnesium just whenever, though. I just take it during the day. It doesn't make me sleepy. It slightly relaxes me, which I don't know what that says about either my energy levels or my potential autism.
Do you take it? Is it like it's a stressful day, or do you like what's a day where you decide I need a little magnesium boost?
I just take it every day
okay.
for consistency, but I take less than the recommended dose.
What time do you take it every day?
Like lunchtime, which maybe explains why I have to drink like a whole pot of tea by 2 p.m. because I'm just the magnesium unknowingly. I'm just playing sort of just games with my body, making myself chill out and make up. And, yeah,
our bodies.
Edging yourself on sleep.
Yeah, our bodies are just. He's like, I've been told I can't be in fight or flight mode, so I better tell him he needs 3 pots of coffee instead.
Yeah. Tell him if he has anxiety, caffeine will definitely help.
Well, so I had been told it's a good thing to do for sleep. So I'm trying that just to sort of see what happens with it. And I think I am sleeping much deeper, but I am having dreams. I'm not having, some of the people I see online say they're having like these horrific, intense, vivid nightmares. And a dream really? I woke up from this morning, I wanted to throw at you guys because it might qualify for that and it might not. I don't really know what to do with it. I really don't know what my subconscious is trying to tell me, if anything, with it. But I seemed to live in this very detailed apartment that I didn't know for sure where it was. It kind of seemed to be in an urban European city. Was kind of the energy.
It was in Vienna. It was in Austria.
It could
so
be.
It's in the neighborhood. The Dr. Sigmund Freud,
yeah.
perhaps.
All subconscious stuff just goes back to Vienna somehow.
Right. It's all Austrian to me.
But yeah, so I lived in this apartment, and it was just totally different. I don't think I've ever been in a place that looked exactly like that, but it was very vivid in that I could tell you a bunch of details. I could like reconstruct the layout of it all, and it had sort of this weird geography. But I was hosting a dinner party, and my dinner guest was Matt Iglesias.
No way. Was it a pleasant dinner, or was it sort of a lot of and just sort of?
It was. I mean, he talked like himself. It wasn't like Matt Iglesias's face,
boy.
but then he had a very smooth voice.
Yeah.
It wasn't like
He had a dreamlike voice.
Yeah, if he sounded like Roger Moore or something. But yeah, no. So he was complaining, as Matt Iglesias does, and his complaint was not like some complex geopolitical thing, but he's sort of sitting next to me. I think it was like before dinner, and he's just like, "Did you see that they're having Stephen Colbert write the new Lord of the Rings movie?" Which is happening. That's a real thing that I probably read that day, and it was, I guess, just a headline.
Way in.
And I, as far as I remember, I just kind of had a normal conversation about like, it's, ridiculous. What's the deal with Colbert? They just, it's the IP slop. I was kind of having a conversation I might have with a normal person, but it was this dream Matthew Iglesias as I'm in my European apartment. And then I woke up about halfway through that conversation, and that was 4 a.m. this morning.
Wow.
Wow. Did you wake up in a cold sweat? It wasn't.
I think I was just kind of confused. Like I sort of thought I'd be,
Right.
in the depths of hell or some kind of, like Odysseus visiting Achilles in the underworld sort of intensity. And instead it was just this very, very detailed, strange pop culture conversation with Matt Iglesias.
Ooh. Okay. This is really weird, but it reminds me of this time that I took something not for sleep, but for dreams. There's a tea, an herbal tea. It's made out of some sort of flower in Mexico, but it's called Zacatachichi. And basically, or it's also called Kalea. And basically, you just steep this and you drink it, and it is vile. It is bitter. It is. God, it's medicinal.
Did
put it
Iglesias visit you as well? Is he this specter in all of our subconsciouses?
No, I had way more odd dreams that were like more nonsensical. Yours actually sounds a bit too rational.
Yeah,
Tom.
right. It was weirdly rational and detailed at the same time, and that confuses me more. I do love the idea you go into the dreamscape, and it's sort of like this hooded figure approaches you in the dark from the shadows, and he's like,
Welcome to your subconscious.
Yeah.
Welcome. Me and Jordan Peterson are here to walk you through this.
You're like, oh, great. Dream blunt rotation right here, folks.
yeah. So, okay, what did you see when you did this this dream tea?
Okay, so I had a bunch of very vivid dreams that were sort of nonsense, and my
Do you
wife
remember them?
had some too. Sorry?
Do you remember them?
Yeah, one of them was okay, so the first one was something about like me being served a bowl of soup. And it was great. It was like super good soup, and I needed it because I was like all sweaty and dehydrated, and this was like the perfect thing for the moment, and then within this dream, after I drank the soup, someone came up to me and was like, by the way, that whole bowl of soup was poisoned.
Oh.
And, in my dream, I'm like freaking out. I'm like, what the fuck? Nobody told. And then why did it taste so good? I was like, is this? Well, if it was poisoned, it was delicious. They did a great job with that. I'll give it to them.
This was a nightmare
that
very
at
quickly. It's like an anxiety nightmare.
Yeah, basically, I had two back-to-back anxiety nightmares, and I haven't tried this tea yet again. Maybe I'll try it at some point.
Maybe it'll go better the next time.
Yeah, maybe it'll go either, second time's a charm.
Did you notice
So-
that tea was poisoned?
Yeah.
That tea you drank was the same tea that Alex Navalny drank.
And you're like, oh shit. Great. But yeah, just weird dreams. I don't take that for sleep or for dreams anymore. I just stick to melatonin, which is what I'm a big fan of, even though it's not really that great either.
Yeah, everything's bad for you, I guess. Also at the same time, right?
It all gives you cancer and Alzheimer's and colon cancer and diabetes. Everything.
Yeah. I'm a little exhausted by how much the algorithm is just telling me all these horrible things that I'm getting from just normal things I do.
Yeah.
I know. I'm fucking sick of my algorithm also like guilting me into being healthier. Like I saw this. Okay, so I've been getting like more. I watched a video about 3 weeks ago about some sort of like from some vegan channel on YouTube that looked really good. It was like, oh, this is a protein smoothie that doesn't have any of the disgusting powder that tastes like chalk. It's a protein smoothie. It's like chickpeas and chocolate, like cocoa powder and like dates and like plant milk and like honey and a few other. Anyways, so I tried it. It's not bad, and I was like, oh, okay, this isn't bad. And then I start getting more recommendations and in my algorithm, and some of them are great. You know, some of them are like the chickpea smoothie thing. I'm like, this is awesome. I'm loving this. But then it starts getting like more and more accusatory. You know, it's more like, you should never stock this in your pantry. It's like, okay, well, I have that sometimes, you know, and I don't feel like I'm a bad person because of it. And then I start seeing more aggressive videos that are like, stop buying tofu. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. I was like,
Tofu's canceled now too?
No, it was yeah, probably. I don't know. I like tofu.
Yeah,
I
me
eat
too.
a decent amount of tofu because it's like cheaper than meat.
Yeah.
In America is the price of meat in America is like the price of a house in Japan.
And you don't have to cook
So
it.
it's like-
you can just throw like a little olive oil and salt on tofu, and that's an easy lunch.
Is it?
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
olive oil.
Oh yeah,
Really? Olive oil salt. Okay, I'll
because you're supposed to have
try that
olive
one.
oil. Also, if you don't have your daily olive oil shot, you're also doing a bad job at health.
Oh yes. Well, then in that case, if it's olive oil, you know, it maybe probably shouldn't have salt because I heard that those two things can interact with each other. and
Okay, but
actually
I
give you
gotta eat it.
gut
Will.
lining.
Look, if you want me to eat this thing, I got to put a little salt on it. All right.
No, Tom, you can't. Well, you can put the salt, but no olive oil because salt and olive
damn
oil,
it.
if they're in the same dish, they're going to give you gut lining irritation and then cancer.
What?
You know, it's funny. I do a meal kit thing for a few meals a week, and I usually do Mediterranean diet stuff. And they've been doing these
Okay.
cold pressed juices that I can get with the meals. And so I've been doing those, and they're good, and I like them. And I thought I ordered more of the normal ones, but yesterday I opened up the package and I ordered. It looked like 15 small. It looked like shooters, basically, of my cold pressed juices. And I brought one with me on my way to work today, and I drank it on the way, and then it looked like I was just doing a shooter of vodka or something on my way to work. I realized, and I was like, I don't even really want to like walk up to the building and throw this in the trash can because it just looks bad. To have this little plastic shooter that's
Nobody in Nebraska is doing this type of thing. It's more likely they're going to do the alcohol than
Yes,
the,
right.
the wheatgrass shot or whatever.
but what it was a cayenne cleanse is what it was called.
Oh, I love those.
Ooh, spicy.
I don't really know what it does. I didn't mean to pick it even. I thought I was buying something else. What is a cayenne cleanse supposed to do, Courtney?
I feel like it just invigorates your insides, gives you a little like sinus clearing if you need it.
Okay.
Gives you a little bowel
Yeah.
action if you need that.
Back to that.
Exactly.
All right, that's what Courtney's all the bowel news.
I'm all about the bowel. I'm the
I know.
bowel mother.
bowel queen.
She's in her fiber maxing and bowel education era. It's okay. We all go through it. Some of us are still in it, to be honest.
Yeah, the people are quickly going to be like, oh, "Can we talk about book club again?" Actually,
Yeah, bowel stuff didn't sound as good as, but maybe we the episode does much worse when we talk about bowels.
or better
Yeah.
because health. Everyone's just obsessed with health
That's
stuff
true.
now. I don't know.
Health is wealth,
Yeah, sorry we like to shoot the shit.
literally.
Right.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah. So the cayenne cleanse, I did that. I had the little bottles of it. I've got a bunch of other little bottles, and I think I'm just going to have to drink these at home and not bring them with me anywhere, even though they're very portable.
Did you feel like it was helping your metabolism and your digestive juices?
It's kind of, I think I took it at the wrong time because the very beginning of the day, the way I like to work usually is I have a ton that I need to get done and I try to do it immediately so that I can sort of slow my pace as the day goes on. So I was the most distracted from anything that I might be feeling in my body for the 3 hours after I took it.
Cool. Maybe
Yeah.
that's the hack. Maybe that's how to do it. Otherwise, because if I take it at the wrong time, then I'm like, it's one of those, oh, not now.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll report back as I continue that and my magnesium. And this is another thing, I guess, as I'm rambling here, you guys might have the same problem. I end up trying like 8 things at the same time, and then I'm not
Yeah.
really sure what did what was working, what wasn't, or what to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. I I don't know what's I don't even know what's doing what anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just confident that if I keep drinking coffee and I take care of my body for the most part, I'd probably be okay.
Yeah, honestly, the more I smile, the better I feel. So, I don't really-
Yeah.
Okay. The dentist
true.
was right.
yeah.
Smile through the pain. So my last dentist told me.
I don't know if
Prior.
you guys,
Last.
there was a big headline this week about health. I don't know if you guys saw it, but the World Health Organization for a long time has advised that people spend 150 minutes a week doing active work of some sort, exercise of some sort. And so a lot of people try to get around that. And they say that that's tied to substantial reduction in risk of stroke and heart attack and various other things. But there was this massive study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine that says, quote, the average adult should aim to get around 9 to 10 hours of exercise a week.
Wow.
Jesus, 10 hours is a part-time job.
Yeah, that's a day of work.
That's more than a day. I only work for 8 hours.
Well, don't brag about it, Will. Jesus, come on.
Yeah, I know. Gosh, I'm making those people from the late 1800s feel bad.
Yeah.
They didn't have the 5-day work week yet.
I mean, like in a good week, I can spend a few hours working out or doing something physical. I don't know that I'm going to be able to get to 10. I got to say.
I mean, like 5 is a really sturdy goal for me.
Yeah, I think for anybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
5 to 7, even 7. It's like that's an hour a day. Is that not enough?
Apparently not. That's what's funny about that number is like 7 should probably be 5. I feel like my gut, my cayenne cleansed gut says 7 hours, 1 hour a day is good. It's plenty. Everyone should feel good about that. And it's very funny that the study came up with a number that's just slightly above that, just to piss everyone off.
That's so annoying.
Yeah. They're like, hey, listen, we know you guys like having free time. We know you guys don't like working out that much, but you do it to tolerate it and to sort of increase your quality of life. But what you're doing is not nearly enough. You need to multiply that by like an extra 3 days of working out.
Yeah.
And
that one day where you're not at
couple
work, you need to be spending more than the time you would have spent at work working out that day.
Yeah. You know how you maybe have like 1 day a week off, maybe 2 if you're lucky. Yeah, spend that whole day walking around for 5-6 hours. It'll be great.
And it still won't be enough.
And it still won't be nearly enough. And you only did it on that day. You didn't do it consistently throughout the week, and therefore it's actually a negative health. This is something that kills me is when it's like something's healthy, but then you sort of like learn that it's unhealthy. It just pisses me off so much. Last night I had tilapia for dinner. It's like a fish.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is, it's great. It's like a low calorie fish. It's not super fatty. I like salmon sometimes kind of.
Oh yeah.
It's really fatty. It's like, ugh, it's all gunked up. Anyways, tilapia. I was like, oh, this is great. Then I'm on TikTok. Somehow TikTok knows I'm having tilapia for dinner. I swear to God. I have everything disabled. The microphone, the camera. It still hears every word. But yeah. So TikTok was basically like, did you know? It recommends me this video. It's like, did you know that tilapia is actually too much omega-6 and not enough omega-3, and that it's an actual imbalance in the omegas fats that you're supposed to have? And actually it can be really bad for you, and it can be like very like acrid and like horrible for your stomach and cholesterol levels. And I'm thinking like, what the fuck, man? Like, what am I supposed to do? Like throw out my dinner in the trash? Like, what the fuck am I like? What's the reasonable reaction to this? To just be like, fuck off and scroll to the next video, or to take my pan of frying fish and just chuck the whole pan, fish and all, in the dumpster? Be like, fuck it. It's unhealthy.
Yeah. What's
I
left?
guess I'm just going to have chips for dinner. Fuck it.
Yeah. What's left that's not bad for you in some way at this point? What are we supposed to be eating?
I don't know.
I can't even drink the water in the state that I live in. So
I lived on the other side of this state, and the water over there is shit. And then I came back here, and then the water is okay, but it's also slightly less shit. And it's like, damn, it's really just a scale of whose water is the least shitty. It's not even like, oh, that state has great water. It's like, oh, it's like you can just drink it straight from the tap. It's like every single place in America, even like probably like mostly pristine Hawaii, they're probably still like, yeah, I wouldn't recommend drinking the tap water around here.
So don't drink the water, don't eat the food. I don't know where that leaves us exactly.
Also,
And
the air is bad
don't
for you.
dream too hard, it sounds like, too.
Yeah, don't enjoy your sleep too much. Don't
Don't eat
breathe
the
too
soup in
hard.
your dreams.
I kind of
Yeah.
love the idea, Will. You have a very vivid dream. It's not even an anxiety nightmare. It's kind of like my Iglesias one, I guess. And then you're on TikTok, and it's sort of like, did you have a dream where you had a conversation about the new Lord of the Rings movie? That's actually terrible for your brain and a sign that you're going to have dementia.
Yeah, a sign that you will have dementia before the age of 48.
Yeah. You're like, I didn't choose to have that. You think I would invite Matt Iglesias into my dreams? He just popped up.
Yeah. He's like, I didn't ask him. Nobody invited him over. He invited himself over to my European apartment.
Yeah. A sure sign of deteriorating brain function is Matt Iglesias popping up in your dreams.
Oh man, I kind of want to send you guys some of this Zakata Chichi stuff so you could try it because it's
Compare
it's-
trips.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, I'd just be impressed if you could drink it. To be honest, it's foul. It's vile. But you know, it's
Well, Courtney likes the
very powerful.
cayenne cleanse, so she might be into it.
oh cayenne
Yeah.
and cayenne is pleasant compared to this. Tom.
Well, and Will, I don't know if I need to just like bring this up every single time just because, street cred, but like you're speaking to a former professional alcoholic. So I do be liking the weird, bitter.
Substances. That's true.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So
you know,
maybe this is a new loophole for me to like feel that shame and bitterness when I drink.
yeah. Maybe you can feel the shame and the disgust when you drink it, but then in your dreams you can like kind of disassociate and like lucid dream. It's actually
Yeah.
very good for like people who want to lucid dream or like astral project and stuff, which is kind of fun. Something I don't know if my brain is capable of that. I think I did it when I was a child. I think I astral projected when I was a child once.
Where?
But
Where'd you go?
I just flew. Like I was just able to fly in my dream, and I was like, "This is fucking awesome." And it was like maybe when I was like 7 or 8. It was like the best dream I ever had, and I was able to fly. And then I think it happened a couple other times that week, and then it just vanished because I don't know. As your brain develops, apparently you lose the natural ability to do it, and then as an adult, you have to like do it consciously. It's not something you can accidentally do anymore.
There's a time when I was
Unfortunately.
a teenager, I thought the idea of lucid dreaming was really cool. And so I was, they
Yeah.
say, you stare at your hands or you learn certain patterns, you count to a certain number. Now that I'm an adult, I just don't care. I got to say, like I don't need it. I don't need really to be conscious in those dreams. Let the brain can take over. I don't need to be there.
Yeah, let me switch my brain off. I'm just trying to rest. I'm not trying to, work another job in
Yeah.
my dreams.
God, I gotta-
I'm trying to figure out how
I
to
got
fly.
to think more. I got to make more decisions. Come on.
Oh God, my brain's just overheating over here. I'm working it out in my dreams, working it out in my job, my waking life.
And
It's too much.
I'm having a lucid dream and I'm doing magnesium. So I go to sleep in there. And then I have I basically I'm reluctantly incepting myself. I'm 6 layers
Yes.
in.
Yeah, this podcast is the third layer, by the way. You're not even out of the dream fully, Tom. We're in the dream right now, buddy.
Instead of trying to get back to my kids, I'm just trying to fall asleep for real.
Yeah. Instead of trying to get back to your wife and children that live in Canada, in the northern parts of Canada, you're stuck in the dream where you live in Nebraska, and you're and you're an author of French lesbian cinema.
It does sound like a weird dream, doesn't it?
Does sound like a dream that someone would have, where they're like, man, what an interesting life that would be. Man, in my dream, I wrote books about lesbian media, and then this guy's wife is just like, "That's great, Todd."
Yeah.
It's just like, "No, honey, I swear to God."
In
He
this
lives
dream,
in,
not
like,
only did I
Ontario.
write this, I was solicited by a big publisher to write this book for some reason.
Yeah. Oh, sure, Todd. Yeah, I've heard that one. No, I promise, Maria, I'm serious. I'm not sorry about it. This in my dream, I was an American and I wrote French lesbian books.
Yeah.
It's just like, you're like, yeah, I don't want to go back to that reality. I've had that conversation over breakfast too many times as Todd. I'm gonna continue the dream, the dream life as Tom.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
boring Tyler Durden. Well, we have some news here as far as someone who claims not to do a lot of thinking. Mr. Mark Andreessen, who famously doesn't believe in introspection, but is for some reason doing podcasts for I think 9 or 10 hours a week. So if a podcast counted as physical activity, because he doesn't believe in the concept of mental activity in general, he's probably really healthy. But he was on Joe Rogan and had some thoughts, and I want to share them with you guys because it's always great to check in with Mr. Andreessen.
He's like Iglesias. It's good to know how he's doing every so often. Or like Brian
Johnson.
Brian Johnson, yeah.
The bots never get frustrated with you.
Right.
So he's talking contextually. Again, I'm not going to watch 3 hours of Joe Rogan, but broadly, they're talking about the eventual takeover of the workforce by AI. And just from his giddy little smile there, if you can bring your eyes down from the cone head enough to see his face, and then a little further down to see his mouth, you'll see he's really happy about the idea of the AI takeover. Here's what he has to say.
The bots never get frustrated with you.
Right.
Right. So you tell a normal person, you hire somebody over here, you hire somebody here and you tell them you want a screen display and you want it to be an animated version of your thing you got back here. Okay. They spend, 2 weeks doing it. They bring it to you, they animate it. It's like, okay, that's pretty good, but I actually want the whole thing to be whatever, purple and green. And they spend a week doing that and they come back and you're like, I actually prefer the old version. It's like,
okay, content aside, if you're a billionaire, can you get someone to teach you how to breathe? Is that a thing?
Yeah. I did notice that. That's a deep breath. I would think he was running out of air. He's talking so quick.
He's talking so quick for no reason. It's not like it's that exciting or interesting. He's just
Well, there might be a reason, Tom. I'm pretty sure there's always a reason. Just to speculate, by the way, Mr. Andreessen.
Because he's like, I just wasted my time. The bot's like, no problem. No sweat, like whatever you want. And we can try it 12 more times if you want. And if you want, I can create sub-bots to go do, 12 more times right now. Right? Or you tell it, this is terrible. Like, I can't believe you came back to me with this. It has all these bugs. And it's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'll go fix these. Right? And by the way, never gets drunk. Never gets sick. Never gets high.
Right. Never gets depressed because his girlfriend broke up with him.
Never files HR complaints.
Right.
Yeah, I want to pause on that last one for a minute there.
Ooh, that last one is incriminating. Yikes.
I wonder how the microphone smells.
I don't know.
He's getting some big whiffs.
Like how much, like what it smells like before he sat down, or as he's occasionally.
I want to know what he is smelling currently.
He's smelling a lot too, because that's that real. I mean, it's a real snort every 45 seconds.
Yeah. That's the whole lungs being filled up. That's
he might as well be inhaling his upper lip.
It reminds me. Have you guys ever done competitive swimming before?
No, but loved people who have.
Well,
so I'm familiar.
When it's an intense, I mean, like it kind of happens if you swim recreationally as well. But if you're ever in a race and you're swimming and there's this pressure to keep going, you really do have to suck that air down, and you have to learn techniques for when to breathe because you can't breathe that often. That's kind of what he sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I somehow feel like he would look better if he had goggles on right now.
A swim cap for sure. Let's cover that head.
Yeah.
No need. His head looks like a swim cap.
It looks like he's wearing a skin bumpet.
Yeah. That's incredible. I mean, I am sort of, sometimes I look down at the nose when there's the inhale, but then I look up at the dome where it sort of peaks and shines perfectly. And it's sort of like, I don't know.
It's celestial.
Yeah. It's sort of like the steeple of a church. It's sort of, you're drawn in by it, but you're sort of like, it's interesting.
Right. And so, as you say, I'm saying, and so all of this is the workplace version of what I described earlier.
So never files HR complaints, is up there with doesn't get drunk, doesn't skip work,
doesn't do cocaine before they go on the Joe Rogan show,
doesn't berate his mother every evening,
doesn't just shut up every so often and let Joe Rogan talk because he wants to keep going because gotta keep talking because otherwise, oh my god, what the heck happens if I let go of the conversation because I'm the CEO and I'm a powerful billionaire, and like you can tell this guy just needs to maybe just shut up for a little bit and go fuck off to one of his second homes.
Can I suggest maybe
take a weekend off?
He could shut up and go introspect, maybe.
Yeah, meditate, introspect. He does talk like somebody who's unaware of how they come across because they're unself-aware and maybe not introspective.
Yeah.
But that's a problem, kind of.
I guess I just, if I was introspecting and I was him, I might think in the first 7 or 8 things, the perks of switching to an AI workforce, I maybe would not throw in the first batch of benefits that you'll get fewer HR complaints.
Right.
Yeah. Listen, the hot secretary that you hire that goes to HR that makes that complaint, nobody pays attention to him. You're sort of like, wait, what are your AI prompts? Out of curiosity, just kind of curious. Are you using Grok or like which one are you using, Andreessen?
And there's some dystopia. I'm picturing like a Philip K. Dick novel about Mark Andreessen, where somehow his bots are doing all these harassment complaints about other bots.
And this is sort of like a bot HR. Like the AI has gotten so like sentient that it's sort of created an HR department and its own, and it's sort of, Mr. Andreessen, sir, we need to talk. He's like, no, I prompt, don't care, need the new project by Thursday. And then the bot comes back and it's like, sorry, we can't give that to you, Mark.
Yeah, we're all in.
Sort of turns into Hal.
We're all in harassment training this week, Mark.
Yeah, we're all in HR training this week, Mark, because of what you said last week. And it's like, he's like, no, I need that report. Can you give it to me? And can you animate my clip of the Joe Rogan show and make it purple and blue?
I'm afraid I can't open the pod bay doors, Mark. I've been suspended for harassment allegations, and I'm being investigated, and I'm not welcome back into the office until Thursday.
Listen, Hal, if you don't open the door right now, I'm going to go ahead and file an HR complaint of my own, and then after that, I'm going to... Oh, my gosh.
Man,
I'm running out of oxygen here, Hal.
Now
you can tell I'm using it up at an insane rate. Can you please let me in, Hal? Open the pod bay door, Hal.
I'm having this flash of the idea of Mark Andreessen as Dave in 2001 during that sequence where he has to go kill Hal, where it's 30 minutes of just Dave breathing, but it's Mark Andreessen. There's silence for a minute and a half, and then just the most dramatic inhale of breath you've ever heard.
My God, the suspense.
It's a jump scare every time he breathes.
Yeah. You're like, oh, okay, it was him. I thought there was like somebody behind him or something, the way he was breathing there.
They show those, they're like the scariest movie experience you'll ever have when they do those trailers for horror movies. And then there's like the night vision of people all jumping and the popcorn flying all over the place. But it's just his intake of breath.
It's just his nostrils flaring. There's a super big close up of that. And then just, the movie theater being way too loud already and just going. And you're just like, oh my God. I could see why that movie was horrifying.
The scariest film of all time.
The best remake of 2001: A Space Odyssey ever. Starring Mark Andreessen. And featuring ChatGPT as Hal.
You're watching it, the first shot of him in the space station, you're sort of like, oh, he's already the Star Child. I thought that happened at the end. That's just what he looks. Just what he looks. That's just his head. That's just his skull.
Yeah. They're trying to do that famous cut scene where somebody throws up the bone, and then it sort of rotates in the air and then it falls back down to earth, and then it sort of becomes the spaceship, the match cut or whatever it is, the famous cut. And then it's just, but it's the new one with Mark Andreessen is just the top of his head, and it zooms in very closely on the top shiny part of his head, and then it match cuts to a planet, and it's sort of like the same roundness, the same brightness as his head.
It's perfect because actually the very first shot of the movie is that eclipse, right, where it's the top of the planet and the top of the sun, but it's just his head sort of slowly floating above the planet, above the sun.
As you zoom out, you notice that it's just a man's head, and then it's just
it's Mark Andreessen's huge skull floating in space.
And then the inhale.
Yeah, then everyone's like, well, we should pitch this to him. I think this is a good use of his time.
And his money. He's a billionaire, so
he should have his bots make this. Just have his AI farms make this for him.
Yeah, he could steal our idea, plug it into ChatGPT, make a ton of money off of it, but for the love of God, Mr. Andreessen, just calm down and go think about something internally.
Well, I don't have to do the
Introspect.
thinking because I can just have an AI bot. I can have a bot do the thinking for me. I can have a sub bot that does the thinking also. And then that bot has some other sub bots. And he said sub bot a lot, didn't he? I feel like that phrase came up 15 times.
Ooh, that's kind of a weird phrase. I've never heard of that before.
Then the sub bot
noticed
finds a
he-
dom bot. The dom bots they need more sub bots. We have a disproportionate number of dom and sub bots.
Yeah, none of them go to HR, fortunately. Oh man, it's just like a horrifying existence. I imagine him saying all that you're saying, Tom, like basically just, on the phone, he's got his AirPods in, and then the elevator goes ding, and then he walks right through, but there's no elevator there. He just forgot to check, and he plummets like 8 stories, falls onto the elevator, that accident, the ghost elevator. And it's like, that's the kind of existence you might end up having if you're not introspective.
Yeah. Then he
But
gets.
here's the thing: he's inhaling the entire drop down, and he doesn't even finish the inhale by the time he's dropped 37 floors.
Wow.
His nostrils get so big as he's inhaling that it becomes a parachute for him.
Yeah.
Slows
He's
his
fine.
fall. It just becomes a big cartoon parachute, and he drifts right down the elevator shaft peacefully.
Oh man. Or
What an incredible anatomy between the nose and the head. My God.
yeah, maybe aliens do exist and they just aren't even trying to hide it.
So true.
So I saw as well that Stephen Colbert has ended his late night reign. They're trying to make it into a bang. I feel like it's been kind of his whole late night post Colbert Report career has been kind of a whimper, though. I mean, they're really painting him like he's some major American hero, as opposed to a guy who had a funny Comedy Central show and then I think was not a great late night host.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys ever watch his show?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think like a lot of people who enjoyed his Comedy Central show. I mean, first of all, I thought the Comedy Central show was funny. I thought he was a great correspondent on the Daily Show, like really hilarious as his character. And then when he transitioned into having to be himself, I think there's a lot of goodwill because he seems like a nice guy also. And so I watched it a few times and I remember thinking like, okay, he's kind of trying to find his footing. I don't know. I'll check in later. And then probably a year after he started, I watched it again and it was sort of again like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe he'll find his voice at some point. And then probably 5 years went by, and then I watched it again during COVID, and I was like, okay, this is bad. This is genuinely bad television.
Yeah. He was funny as Colbert, but being the Colbert Report, I guess. Colbert.
As Bill O'Reilly,
But-
basically.
Yeah, his persona was very funny. But the real guy, he seems very nice, but he's not very funny.
And then the fact that him being canceled, I mean, okay, should he be canceled because his politics don't align with Paramount's? No, probably not. But also, I feel like we're overdoing it a little bit with the like, oh my God, they canceled the greatest man on television because he was so brave.
Yeah, like he got martyred. Like he's our Alex Navalny standing up to Trump, aka Putin. Like he's gonna go be sent to a gulag somewhere. And
Yeah.
not just like enjoy his 5 houses and 2 boats and
And he's writing a Lord of the Rings
14
movie, just like I talked
Yeah.
about with Manic
there's no
Iglesias.
money in that, Tom. He's doing that out of passion.
And I mean, I saw Bruce Springsteen, I guess, did the musical act on his last show, and people were really acting like, oh,
I thought you were going to say Bruce Springsteen's doing the soundtrack to the Colbert Lord of the Rings. And I was like, wow, that's
Oh
going to be
my
a mind fuck.
oh my God.
Oh, geez. Amazon's really running through that IP, just sort of doing whatever they want with it. huh?
Born in Middle Earth.
On the
that's
streets
too
of
good.
Middle Earth.
I mean, he if he's writing it, he loves Springsteen, that might be a real conversation that's happening somewhere.
Oh, man. That's happening somewhere with Jeff Bezos just greedily. Like, he's like, yes, my favorite things in the world are happening because
Yeah.
I'm just a 13-year-old boy and I wanted to have enough money to manifest a combination of Lord of the Rings and
Yeah. All right,
I
Steven.
have
Bruce Springsteen
Great
music.
idea for our next hangout session when we're in person. Let's all astral project of Springsteen's Middle Earth. That sounds like a great place to meet up.
Sounds
mean,
like a great.
Do we
Awesome.
anticipate they go to like the pub in whatever part of Middle Earth, and it's Bruce Springsteen and his band are literally like playing. It's kind of like as characters, but they also do the soundtrack. But it's Bruce Springsteen, but he's like short and has really hairy feet.
And like very pointy ears and like a nose prosthetic on. Whatever Bradley Cooper wore for the Leonard Bernstein movie. And he's got that on his nose.
And there's a big troll on the drums.
He's smoking a pipe, but it's sort of like a vape pipe.
Yeah,
because he's old.
We got one of those berserker orcs to do the guitar. He's really good at it.
Yeah. We had one of those Urukai, one of those Lord of the Rings orc things on the drums. We just thought it would look cool if our drummer was, you know, in the makeup, like while we're in New Zealand.
Bruce Springsteen and his Urukai band.
Bruce Springsteen and the Hobbits. Bruce Springsteen and the Middle Earth Band.
Does he have to play kind of like weird folky things, or is there some excuse for why he's invented electricity and can have an electric guitar?
Yeah, I think there's just no.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Courtney.
No, you're good. I think he just has the electric guitar, and there's no explanation.
Yeah. We see something like. I totally agree, Courtney. We have to see the electric guitar, but it's connected to like one of those water wheels.
Yes,
you know, the wheel with the water that they would use
100%.
to mill the grain and stuff. It's the power for his amp.
We've got a very special guest I'm going to invite up to the stage. Then Gandalf is sort of at the table, and he's like, "I didn't bring my guitar. God damn it!"
And then he pulls out like a 6-string bass from underneath his robes, and he's like, "Just kidding, everyone." And then he pulls out a real pipe because Gandalf would be smoking in old age, and he shreds it.
Oh yeah.
Can we get a special appearance of Smeagol on the saxophone?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. But he's wearing a tux. You know, he's not naked. It's not gross. But he still looks like Smeagol. He's just wearing a tux and doing a great. But
I'd love to see like a body paint tux.
Oh, that would be incredible. That'd be a great use of real effects, which presumably Colbert's movies are going to have the real practical effects, right? None of this is going to be CGI.
Well, I mean, I don't know who's directing them, so that's going to be the real question, because Colbert's throwing out his ideas that might be very similar to what we've just been putting there, but it's going to be filtered through somebody else. Now,
I don't think they're the same, Tom. I don't know if Colbert's pitching Smeagol with a body paint tuxedo playing the saxophone for Bruce Springsteen and the Middle Earth Band.
While Gandalf starts crooning Dancing in the Dark with the band. But I guess that if they're hiring Colbert to write it, I don't know that we should expect that a Peter Jackson-esque person will be picked to direct it. It might be also kind of a weird out of left field choice to see Mr. Colbert's vision to fruition.
John Oliver.
Yeah.
Directing John Oliver. It's British, by the way.
Yeah.
We're also having them do British things and eat beans on toast the whole time.
It's an allegory for how the miles per hour. It's just the most boring policy thing. It's like speed limits is what it's really all about.
And air traffic controllers.
Yeah. It's really heavy-handed and boring.
It's like, and then it goes very badly. And John Oliver and Stephen Colbert go on like sort of a recovery tour, and they're like, "Don't you understand? It's a metaphor for everything." Yeah. What he said, it's a metaphor for air traffic controllers. they lose all. They sort of become the Game of Thrones writers. Who botched it in the last season,
exiled,
and then now no one wants to touch them because they're sort of like, "Well, you ruined a great show."
Hey, speaking of that, can I steer us off topic real quick?
Please.
So, yes. Did you gentlemen watch the Kevin Hart roast?
No, I
watched the Cat Williams part of the Kevin Hart roast, and that was so funny.
I see there's some controversy about it, though.
Yeah, I'm so fucking confused as to why there was a panel of white men that wrote all of the jokes. Like, the whole thing in itself felt like a joke once I found out who the writing team was behind it, and I just would love to hear your thoughts as well, even having not seen it.
Well, I think roasts kind of suck 90% of the time. They're usually at their best when it's like somebody's close friend who is sort of. It's either close friend or genuine enemy. I think are the best roasts.
Yes, which is why Cat Williams was fucking hilarious on it.
Right. And I guess from what I've seen, and I don't know all the people who presented, it seems like people who maybe aren't really that close or that far away from Kevin Hart to make it actually interesting.
Yes. Except
a lot of jokes about being short. It was probably what most of it was, right?
I would say racist jokes trumped short jokes.
Really?
Yes.
Oof.
It was just an incredibly cringy 3 hours to watch.
Just 3 hours? Is it Lord of the Rings length roast?
No, literally.
Jesus.
And maybe that's part of why I thought about this. But
our riff was also 3 hours. Our Bruce Springsteen riff just took 3 hours. This roast took 3 hours. Oh my God.
When you're in Middle Earth, you got to play the music that you hear, even if it takes a few hours. You know?
This roast should not take as long as it takes to roast a pot roast, though. I mean, come on.
Yeah. It's a slow cooker meal you could make in that time.
So, okay, they were I'd seen something about there were jokes about lynching or something like that.
Yes.
I don't even know how that happens, I guess, in today's age.
Lynching, complexions. It was a short joke. It was a short racist joke where and like not even going to repeat it because it's not worth it. But it just like, it's so interesting to watch people roast a black man over a white man. Like there's pretty much no racial jokes when it comes to white roasts, but then every other joke was about the complexion or
well, it's weird because there are things to make fun of with Kevin Hart. Like he's kind of he's a little annoying guy. There's plenty you can be critical of.
Totally. Opened a vegan restaurant, so many things to shoot at without getting into race. It made me think a lot about how literacy is going out the window and also writing for these men. Like
who were who were the presenters other than Cat Williams? Who were doing the bad ones, I guess?
Pete Davidson, no idea why he was a part of it, but he did not. Yeah, he was roasting some of the black women on the panel too, and like just made some horribly racist comparisons about
Pete Davidson.
Underwood.
No.
Yes.
No way. Not that guy. That guy's so cool
and dignified and complicated.
Yeah. And super artistic.
Complicated.
Super artistic.
There was that guy. Who's the guy who's got that tire shop show?
Yes, Shane Gillis was the fucking presenter. Why?
I don't know.
Like,
that seems really random to me. Does he have any connection to Kevin Hart even?
No. From what I picked up, like when he was explaining how he got the gig, they basically just called him and were like, "Hey, you're gonna present.
Yeah, you want $1 million?" He said, "Yes, please. What do I have to do?"
And you want to be racist on TV? And he's like, "Oh my God, yeah, forget the $1 million."
He's like, even better, I'll do it for free. Yeah, probably. That's really sad and unfortunate. You know what I think it is? I have a theory. I think that the writers are probably just really shitty comedians. And they're like, "Oh, I don't know how to be funny, but I know how to be edgy, and that equals funny." And it's like, yeah, it doesn't. You know, you have to craft a joke. It's not something you're just like, "Oh, I can just say horrible shit and people will think it's funny." You know, there's kind of a fine line between that.
You know, the Daily Wire just laid off a bunch of its creative team. Maybe they got hired. They were throwing their applications around and they misread the assignment.
Comedy Central was like, "Oh, you used to work for Matt Walsh? Sure."
Yeah. Oh, the King Arthur show that the Daily Wire tried to make as the Republican equivalent to Game of Thrones, that didn't turn out to be a big hit. Yeah, you can come write for our roast. That's fine.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Oh, yeah.
King Arthur.
Let me pull up. It's called the Pendragon Cycle, which I think is based on real books that maybe are not so Republican coded or anything. But Jeremy Boring, who was the CEO of the Daily Wire for a while.
His last name is Boring?
Yep. And
come on.
Presented without comment.
Oh, come on. Irony is satire's dead. Come on.
He successfully basically weaponized the whiny Ben Shapiro, Michael Knowles, Matt Walsh sort of empire into a real thing that was perfect for the YouTube, Facebook, angry boomer algorithm age. But after that, he was like, well, my real passion, though, is I want to make films. I want to be an auteur. And
I want to make films like Kurosawa.
Yes.
And all the greats.
he
All the great directors.
So I think his first feature-length film, you maybe remember that one, Lady Ballers. Did you see anything about that?
No.
That was the movie where it was like Ben Shapiro and I think Ted Cruz had a little guest appearance,
Yep,
and
yep.
Matt Walsh. They all pretended that they were like trans so they could do a basketball tournament and win the money because they thought it was funny
Yes.
to be trans. That was the whole punchline of the movie.
Yeah, the joke was...
It's
yeah.
actually not very funny. So I haven't seen the movie. I could be wrong, but the trailer looked like it sucked.
I mean, I'll say this. A mean joke, if it's actually made by funny people, maybe there's a way to make that work. But the Ben Shapiro, Ted Cruz crowd is not going to craft the way to make that into anything actually funny and not just mean.
If Cat
and
Williams
stupid.
was in charge of that network, Tom, we might have a chance. But with Jimmy Boring, I don't know.
Jeremy Boring, come on.
Jeremy Boring. So sorry, sir. Mr. Boring, sir. Please continue.
Jay
driving
Boring.
us to success.
He should go by Jay.
Yeah.
But no, he
Name's Jay.
so he made
Jay Boring.
He made Lady
Be
Ballers.
boring.
That I don't know that did very well either. And so he somehow talked them into giving him over $1 million an episode. I think the total ended up being like $90 million that they spent on this huge epic season of the Pendragon cycle, the rise of Merlin. And I'll pull the official trailer up for you guys. You let me know how you think Jay Boring did with this.
This will be a treat.
All of this is an illusion, an echo of a voice that has died. And soon that echo will cease.
A great start so far. For if you want to pause it for a sec, Tom. For the people listening only, what the trailer has shown so far is pretty much people wearing like togas and a bunch of CGI and a bunch of stuff that doesn't look like sort of stuff that King Arthur historically would have worn. So maybe not a ton of historical authenticity here.
Oh boy, this
for
is
the
a
show.
regular.
If you're into that,
You're telling me
if
this is
you're
like
into
the
that,
Odyssey.
I'm telling you, this is exactly like Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, baby. This is we're just doing whatever the fuck we want to do, and the armor's plastic and everything's CGI, and we don't give a shit. And you'll like it.
Let me be stupid for a second here. Merlin, there's no real precedent for Merlin's just a guy in stories from like the Middle Ages, right?
Yeah,
Oh.
I think he's like he
was
was,
the-
like the personal wizard for King Arthur.
He was
I
the
think.
RFK for King Arthur.
Yeah, he was the
Um,
RFK to King Arthur's Donald Trump.
they had wet denim back then.
Yeah,
They had
exactly.
diapers and wet denim, Courtney.
Oh my God! Now I'm thinking, like, what if Merlin pops up in this and he's like,
King Arthur, I have some ideas for your round table.
King Arthur, sir, have you heard of injecting live fly larvae into your eyeball? You'll see at night way better, sir.
he's got all these potions and he's like,
I call this one ivermectin.
It's like purple for some reason. King Arthur's like, oh, okay, can you give me an injection? King Arthur's just a junkie. King Arthur is like you guys may or may not know this, but Adolf Hitler had a personal doctor who would give him quote unquote vitamin shots all the time.
yeah, I've heard this.
And those vitamin shots contained an awful lot of drugs, such as
Heroin.
heroin, methamphetamines, like everything. Like literally, this doctor was like, Hitler needs his happy shot, and he would give him like fucking morphine, and then he would be like, Hitler needs his energy shot, and he would give him like just a horrible like tons of amphetamines and like horse liver supplements and stuff like that. So anyways, it'd
like,
just be funny if
It's like Dewey Cox, but he's like, Doctor, he needs more energy and he needs less energy. Doctor's like, I'm afraid you're right.
balance him out, doc. Give him the uppers and the downers.
So yeah, I don't know. The Pendragon cycle is adapted from fantasy novels that I don't think are part of the Daily Wire grift. I think they predate any of that. So maybe they're good books on their own. I don't really read that kind of fantasy stuff, so I'm not going to pretend to be able to judge it really. But so far, I don't know exactly if this is leading toward like an obvious allegory for today, or if it's literally just Jeremy Boring nerding out with all of Ben Shapiro's money.
That sounds like it could be maybe a bit of both.
They say that Merlin is mad.
So I think we just saw Merlin there, and he seemed to have strange yellow eyes. He's a bearded white man, which I guess is regionally appropriate, right? Because we're talking about the Anglican world. So
Yes, the Saxon England, circa the 6th century.
They say he was a king in David, the son of a princess of lost Atlantis. They
Okay, so
say-
the princess, if you want to pause it, Tom, the princess is obviously, for anyone that's seen Game of Thrones, she's
Yes.
the Khaleesi character.
Daenerys.
The Daenerys character, the blonde lady with like an unreasonable amount of hair and like an absurd amount of braids going on.
It didn't look very much like England. She was also in the very sunny, sandy area like Daenerys
Yeah,
is.
kind of looked more like Morocco, maybe. I think
and the past.
maybe they were spending a lot of money on location, so Jay Boring could have his vacation.
$89 million on location.
Unknown to him.
It's important.
The fire and the wind tell him their secrets. The magic of the hill folk and druids come forth at his easy command.
So, I mean, the stuff we see here, the production values are not horrible exactly, but it kind of looks like you're looking at a big budget short movie by people who are not in the industry. It doesn't really look like 100% professional. For HBO level budgets, you would maybe expect something a little more, but also it's probably not really made by industry people who know how to do that and pull it off.
Yeah. They're not talking to industry people costuming wise, at least.
Right.
He slew hundreds.
It's a lot of slow-mo. Like there are some extras, but what's going on is almost all just these sort of intense shots that honestly look like when you have AI do a trailer, right? It's like the intense trailer shots, but it's not clear that these are part of coherent scenes even really the way it's cut together.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of random clips of people screaming and being on horseback and sitting by the fire.
Turn to the land of the living.
Vortigern is gone. Rome is gone. The Saxon is here.
Saxon Hengist has assembled the greatest war host ever seen in the Island of the Mighty. And before the summer is through,
So
Not to be a costume nerd again, but they didn't look like this. For fuck's sake.
what do they look like? What's wrong here?
Saxons were less Viking and more French, so more North France,
Which would look goofy,
if I'm
right?
not mistaken. Which would look a bit more goofy than like whatever the fuck Viking. Like I'm gonna wear a bunch of fake fur on my on my chest and have like a big stupid fake beard.
Presumably, part of the project here is to create a mythology for the West that's rooted in England, right? That the English people, the English Empire, was the somehow virtuous story that's still being perpetuated by white America today, which would be in line with the Daily Wire line.
That's true. It's King Arthur being this mythical sort of like Western figure, and then having a show about it is very. Elon Musk would love this show, probably.
Well, except
Put it that way.
it exists, and I don't think he cares about it, which is why Jeremy Boring had to leave the Daily Wire in disgrace.
Too bad. He's so busy doing ketamine, he didn't have time to enjoy this show. Elon would have loved this.
Elon, we sent you screeners of the Pendragon cycle, the whole first season. Did you have a chance to watch it? He's just like,
Yeah, they're all super Caucasian, Elon, and they all have blonde hair, and there's only a few brunettes, just for DEI purposes. They're all blonde hair, blue eyes, and they're all perfectly Aryan. So we thought you'd love this show, Elon.
Elon's head, he turns it on, but his head is just flailing all over because he got his happy pill.
He's in a hole. He's in another K-hole.
Yeah, Jeremy Boring's like, that's great. That's exactly I want him to be that into it. I want him to be uninhibited and just sort of like drunk on the drama.
Elon's just drooling out of the side of his mouth. He's so fucking high. See, he loves it.
Jeremy Boring is eating popcorn next to him, like just anxiously looking over every 30 seconds to see if Elon's reacting to what's going on in the episode.
Only looking at the screen every 30 seconds, just watching Elon.
Wasn't that good? Wasn't that cool? Wasn't that a good shot?
Do you like that? That was a good close up, right?
We can do it again. We can film that episode again.
Yeah, we can definitely do it again if you want,
They
sir.
look like either side of the pain scale smiles.
He steps out. Oh, I gotta take a leak. And he calls. Hey Ben, I need an advance of another $10 million to reshoot episode 4.
Yeah, well, so it's only 5 million. I agree, but I need the other 5 so that I can take Elon to the Maldives because he said that he doesn't have enough money.
Ben, we just need Elon to tweet about this once, and it'll be a huge hit for the Daily Wire. I promise.
Ben, once Elon endorses it, every loser white male in America that's an incel and probably all the other stuff, all the other mental illnesses combined together, which is like at least 20 million people, will all be watching our show, Ben, and you'll be laughing.
Yeah.
And I will be laughing too as I go all the way to the bank to cash the check for King Arthur Pendragon Cycle, the show.
And
the hit show.
Yeah, so it turns out that they make a lot more money off of the cheap production values of whiny dudes whining into their cameras for an hour a day and tweeting all day long than they do off of spending $90 million on a big fantasy show that I don't even know how to watch that. I have to go to dailywire.com, get a new subscription to another thing, and then click on it.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I'm good on that. But I'm sure
it'll be on Tubi now.
It probably is on Tubi. I feel like I've seen that on Tubi. It sounds a bit familiar, but I would say like honestly, you know, I mean, it's not terrible like you're saying, Tom. Like it's not like the worst like low budget movie I've ever seen. How many episodes of this is there anyways?
7.
You know, is it like only 8 episodes?
7?
Yeah, 7 episodes.
7? Wow.
I know a lot about productions of television shows because I'm a weirdo and I read all this stuff. And usually when you're at the 7 episode marker, that means you went way over budget for your either 8 or 10 episode order, and you had to retool some things because you ran out of money.
Yeah. Because you thought you had an even higher budget for some insane reason, or you just went insanely over budget because you wanted to check out all these cool. You want to do location scouting IRL.
Well, the mythological story there would be the Wachowski siblings when they did The Matrix. They got a much smaller budget for the whole movie than they asked for to begin with, and they blew all of it on that first 10 minutes of that first movie because their bet was we might get fired and the whole thing will fall apart, but if we just totally knock the Warner Brothers executives' socks off with an amazing first 10 minutes, they'll give us the $100 million we want for the whole movie. And that worked. And it's very funny to think Jeremy Boring was sort of like, yeah, I'm going to kind of Wachowski it, I think. I'm going to way overspend on episode 1, and Ben will have to give me the rest of the money.
But then he forgot that with nominative determinism, his last name is Boring. So he's nowhere near the Wachowski level of art.
Yeah, we're gonna Wachowski it, but in a non-woke way. Because he's also kind of got to dance around the fact that his whole first movie was about how he hates trans people, and he's like,
definitely not like them, but sort of like exactly like them in a way, but in a disrespectful way, you know, not in an homage kind of way. Like I don't like them, and I don't like their art, but I also love that movie kind of way.
Yeah, that movie is awesome, but I don't like them or what they stand for.
Because I'm red pilled because I watched that movie.
This is very far into the pitch meeting, and Ben's kind of like, yeah, Jeremy, okay, yeah, we can wrap it up there.
Jeremy's Ben Shapiro's like, listen, I gotta go to my sister's doctor's appointment, and then he's like, what?
Yeah.
Listen, my sister needs my help driving back from the doctor's. She's getting an operation done.
That's true. There's no straight man in the room to sort of like normal out any of the weirdness happening in the Daily Wire offices.
Right. Yeah, it's them saying like completely like HR offensible stuff to each other every single day.
Well, we could replace the Daily Wire with a bunch of bots and sub bots, and there's no dom bots at all. They're all sub bots, and each one of them doesn't have an HR that anyone can complain about.
What a perfect world, man. I can't wait for conservative America to take over. They're doing such a great job of everything already. And then this, Tom, if all of our shows could be as good as King Arthur, the Dragon Saga, I don't even remember what the fuck it's called. If only all of our shows could be that good, we'd have real good Western civilization honoring art instead of these sick Christopher Nolan movies where he casts Helen of Troy to be somebody that's not white like Elon Musk wants.
Yes, it's true. Not white. No mention that she's not Greek. I want to see a regionally appropriate Helen of Troy because I think she would look like who was the woman who wrote and starred in My Big Fat Greek Wedding. I forget her name, but I picture that. That's what Helen of Troy probably really looked like.
Probably something like that. Yeah.
Nia Vardalos.
Yes.
Vardalos.
In fact,
I'll have the Vardalos, and my wife will have the Cara Pirkotiki, and
shouldn't that whole cast be everybody in the Odyssey? I mean, if we really want to be regionally appropriate.
Yes.
From My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3 to the Odyssey, it's just the exact same people.
Gorgeous marketing scheme there.
That'd be great. They're just all like drenched in olive oil, Greek olive oil,
but no salt.
No
salt.
But no salt, because if they salt the skin, or actually if they sweat while they have the olive oil on their skin, oh my God. Can you imagine?
Odysseus, your skin and bones, come eat. It becomes a cooking show at a certain point. There's a lot of meals.
The Cyclops, Odysseus, come here, my friend. I know we have beef, but we'll get to it later.
Penelope, she is not feeding you well. Look at you.
Windex exists only for them.
Odysseus, try a bit of the spanakopita, okay? Just a taste, please. I beg of you.
It's 3 hours long, but
the herbs here in the kitchen, Odysseus, they are so fresh.
It's 3 hours long, but 2 hours of it is just extreme close-ups of the food.
Almost like semi-pornographic close-ups of the food, and people like slowly eating the food in a sumptuous way, and a lot of slow motion,
and all of the ants' eyes bulging, the most sexual you've ever seen.
Yeah,
the fruit itself just glistening, sort of like ethereal looking.
That's what regionally appropriate, accurate Odyssey, I think, would have to be.
Yeah, we need some people that look sort of Mediterranean. Not Matt Damon.
No,
please.
Not Matt
I have
Damon.
more of an issue with the Matt Damon casting than the Lupita Nyong'o.
You don't like that Matt Damon he comes from the Irish.
Yeah, I don't like the Irish. I'm a self-hating Irish.
I told you, I sent you, I think it should have been Danny O apostrophe Odysseus. And, he got lost at the pub.
Odysseus.
Yeah. Yeah. Penelope is meant to come home a while ago. Turned out, my buddy was at the pub last night and we got to talking. And just the time got past us. Time got away from us.
Got a talking and a drinking, and he bought me a Guinness, and I bought a 2 for him, and then 2 for me. And
then 10 years went by.
Yeah, 10 years went by as I was drifting out to sea, drinking more alcohol. I woke up the next morning in the boat thinking, what the fuck have I done? Adrift, unknowing that I had landed on the shores of Scotland only a week later.
Colin Farrell is watching this as Matt Damon is playing Danny Odysseus, and he's like, how the hell did I not get this role?
He's like, are you fucking kidding me?
It fires his agent immediately.
Yeah, he storms out of the theater. He calls his agent on the phone. He's like, yeah, fuck you. You're fired. I can't believe I'm not Danny Odysseus. You fucking kidding me with this? It's like, I always thought he had anger issues.
Yeah, I didn't even get a fucking audition, man.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? I'm fucking yelling at you right now because I'm Irish. I'm so Irish. I have anger issues. I can't even fucking... You kidding me with this? It's just he just sees Matt Damon trying to do like a horrible like Irish accent. He's like he watches Matt Damon do like an Irish mixed with Scottish mixed with British accent, and he's like, oh, this is just gutting me.
Yeah, I think they all have, it's an interesting choice that they all have American accents in this new Odyssey, which usually any historical movie epic, they all just do kind of a weird vaguely English accent of some sort. But they're all speaking, even the English people, like Robert Pattinson is doing an American accent in this this new Odyssey.
Really? Is it like a fantasy accent though, where it's kind of like American mixed with something else, mixed with a bit of with a touch of British on the dusting on the outside of it, where he's like, I can't tell you that for sure.
What I saw, it was only brief snippets of dialogue in the trailer, but I saw Robert Pattinson, who is English, talking to little Telemachus, little Tom Holland, and he's like, your dad isn't home. You need your dad. Like very American sounding, kind of weird voice was my sense for Antonius. Antonius? Is that his name? The king of the suitors?
Antinous.
Antinous.
I have no idea.
I don't know where the emphasis goes.
Me neither. I don't think anyone does. That's the beauty of just old
Elon
ancient
knows.
Roman
We'll ask
stuff.
Elon. He knows the answers.
Yeah, Elon, purveyor of all ancient wisdom.
All right, well, that'll be coming up. I'm sure we'll revisit the Odyssey as we get closer to it. The Adventures of Danny Odysseus and the 10-year-long pub crawl. But all right, as we wrap up here, do we have a sponsor this week? Is anyone giving us any money or support?
Oh, let me go through my email here.
Courtney, wasn't there that interesting cream, that ad for that cream that you were telling me about?
Yes, but since I told you about that initially, 3 more companies, cream-based companies, have reached out.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, since you told Will about that, the company listened to our last episode and decided to rescind their offer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I thought I got one for a new salty olive oil to put on your bread, Will. So I'm just going to throw that out there.
Ooh, do tell.
Okay. Or it's like a dip?
Well,
Like
no,
a-
Will says that's
or-
bad. So if we're trying to be healthy, I'll send him an email right now. We don't want your money. Send.
Yeah.
So, no.
Send.
Will
Perfect. Okay, great.
says
Yeah.
this is going to destroy the gut lining of all of our listeners. Send.
Yeah. Make sure also mention the RFK thing if you can, Tom. That'll make us come across as
What
scientific.
about what am I saying? RFK says Will is right about this. Send.
No, RFK says the thing about the olive oil and the salt.
Oh,
You guys are totally wrong.
okay.
Make sure you include the "you guys are totally wrong"
Okay,
part.
this will be reply 4 to my initial reply. So
That's fine.
Okay,
That's fine. They'll read all of them.
yeah, they'll read the the final one that I send and be very confused.
Then they'll have to go back to the first one and they'll be like, "Okay, got it," and then they'll skip the rest of them. This middle chunk, the other 47, they won't worry about.
That's like the only thing sadder than when you send a bunch of texts to an unresponded to initial message is when you send a bunch of emails and don't wait for the response.
Yeah. Sometimes I've forgotten to include attachments and I'm like, oh no, I can't send another email. They'll reach out and be like, oh, you forgot to include. And then I can always be like, oh, so sorry. I don't know, my stupid computer,
Yeah.
What can I say?
Yeah.
Let me an issue with that somehow. Let me resend it. Because I'm just like, I don't want to clunk up the correspondence. you know?
Right, exactly. It gets confusing.
It does.
While Courtney is pulling up our ad for the week, I will remind everybody, if you go to y2kshow.substack.com, you can become a premium subscriber, get bonus episodes, get our full backlog, and then we will be doing live streams where you will get the link to participate, even if you would like to. If you dare compete with us in our riffs, like what if Bruce Springsteen was in Middle Earth, etc. That kind of genius. You can do that as a premium subscriber, which you can only do at y2kshow.substack.com. But Courtney, what do we have this week? Who's sponsoring us?
This week, our sponsor is a creamed Placebo Max, the world's first topical cream made entirely out of weaponized audacity. It does absolutely nothing, but you'll get charged $400 and your brain will force you to feel better. How it works, Placebo Max utilizes premium organic cage-free air. Our scientists realize that actually curing things requires expensive research, so instead, they just hired a British voice actor to tell you your skin looks stunning. Well, shocker, that fell through, and therefore we have been left with me to read this.
Yeah, turns out John Oliver was not the one you wanted to be screeching your health ads.
Yeah. There's a spectrum of British voice you want in your ad. And he's sort of on one end of the spectrum there.
Yes. So please use code placebo cream 649.
Wow.
And
Okay.
I am not in
What's
charge
the
of
significance of 649? Is it just random?
I think it's the 6 and the 9 were both bolded, and then the 4 was italicized. So I don't know if that's some sort of HR forbidden joke. that
HR
they've got going
nightmare.
Mark Andreessen's on it.
Yeah.
on. He's on it.
Yeah.
Well, which is also one of the complaints they got to HR at Mark Andreessen's company, I think.
Yes,
They said he was a
exactly.
little too on it, actually.
Side effects, only side effect included is that you will have to wear a turtleneck after application.
Oh.
It doesn't even say to apply it to your neck, so I'm not really sure how that works. But
Did they say for the reason for the turtleneck, or
No.
like, is my skin going to look bad and I have to kind of cover it up?
That's up to you, I think. If it's a self-proclaimed placebo, whatever the hell you want it to do.
yes,
That's
and then their
incredible.
final tagline: "Placebo Max Cream. It works because you're desperate."
Wow.
This is awkward
I am
though
s-
because HBO Max just changed its name to Placebo Max last week, so this is going to be confusing.
That is so wild.
Placebo Max. Well, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I literally thought you were saying placenta the whole time, Courtney.
Well, that's next week's
Not
sponsor.
placebo. And I was like, that actually is a real cream in Korea. I
I'm
was like,
actually
this is-
misread. HBO Max is actually now Placenta Max. So the beginning of
See that?
It's the mothership, the mothership of
Yeah.
entertainment.
Placenta
Yes.
Max presents House of the Dragon season 3 coming soon.
Yeah, actually, they're buying also the rights to the Arthur King Pendragon.
Pendragon,
saga.
the big Pendragon.
And also the rights to Arthur the Aardvark.
Wow. Placenta Max. Maybe you should become our sponsor. You got all the good shows.
Please.
Yeah.
I'll send him a note.
It's not TV. It's Placenta Max.
Yeah, people are like, what does that even mean? The company's like, it's whatever you want it to be.
Yeah. Our shows are whatever
Insider.
whatever you want these things to be. I don't care. I can't do this anymore. The disgruntled HBO copy.
Whatever makes sense.
Yeah. HBO. It's whatever makes sense.
Brought to you by Baby